This week on the Anime Alchemist podcast, Gary put it the best way for me because I got the news after I woke up from a nap, and he just told me like, "Hey man, have you read that text from Martine yet?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "You might want to because your life's about to change." Or I think it was Gary that said it a minute ago really well. Like, we essentially lost the Stan Lee of manga.
Yeah.
Okay, so Masashi Kishimoto came out and he said, "I've just learned of my sensei's death, and I'm overcome by a feeling of emptiness even worse than when Dragon Ball ended."
God. Bad. Welcome back to the Anime Alchemist podcast. My name is Emery.
My name is Gary.
My name's Martine.
It's episode 122. I changed it. Don't worry. Martine already just broke his New Year's resolution. And
Was that my New Year's resolution?
yes, it was. I
March.
can't confirm.
He went very long.
He did go for a long time. Your New Year's resolution was that you were going to stop looking at that as much.
Oof. I forgot about my New Year's resolution.
I appreciate you guys for listening in, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Maybe you guys are checking us out on YouTube. Anime Alchemist Podcast drops every Thursday. Appreciate you guys for liking, subscribing. Turn those notifications on. We are posting all kinds of different content now, so maybe you guys can check that out.
Trying to upload a few more clips of the podcast too, more just like different segments. So
Maybe like podcast isn't your jam, and like you just can't sit there and watch or listen to something for an hour.
Yeah.
We kind of taken our segments and broken them up so it's more digestible.
Yeah, more just like little bite-sized pieces of the episodes, you know, like if you're not maybe interested in the entire thing, because we do talk about a lot of different topics sometimes. It's not always focused on one specific thing, and if you feel like you don't have time to watch the entire thing or listen to the entire episode, check out the snips that we're doing. We usually post them over the weekend. We're trying this new thing now, so yeah, let us know what you think, and yeah.
Let's talk about some anime.
Some anime.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah.
I don't really know that we're going to be talking about anything too particularly spoiler warning-ish. But if you guys haven't heard, it is a very sad time in the manga anime community, as one of the greatest creators of our time has passed away. Akira Toriyama passed away on March 1st. Due to a acute subdermal hematoma. So essentially he had a small blood clot in his brain, and he passed away at the age of 68.
So young.
So
Very young, honestly, for his life, his legacy, and everything. I was surprised. Really, I was not expecting to get that news that night.
And like Gary put it the best way for me, because I got the news after I woke up from a nap. And he just told me like, "Hey man, have you read that text from Martine yet?" And I was like, "No, why?" And he's like, "You might want to because your life's about to change." And I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like, "Did Amelie message us back? Like something like what's going on?"
Oh man, I'm sorry.
And then I just see that message and I was like, "Oh dear God, he was not wrong.
In a good way.
He wasn't wrong.
He's not wrong." But yeah, no, my life has changed. Like, a massive piece of my childhood is like not necessarily gone, but like the essence
legacy
of it,
is
the
gone.
legacy of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
the legacy of it. I mean, it's no surprise that the three of us are some of the biggest Dragon Ball fans ever.
This
and
podcast would not be a fucking thing. Like, I would have never set me up for watching anime. Like, we just wouldn't be here today without him.
Like, I know that we're known as like One Piece fans more than anything else, because obviously we are, but we wouldn't be One Piece fans if we weren't Dragon Ball fans to start with.
One consistent thing among the three of us is that we all regard Dragon Ball, like the entity of Dragon Ball, is like a golden anime. It's not meant to be compared to anything because like it just helped set the standard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the golden standard of what shonen anime was.
Yeah, it paved the way for almost every anime that is probably in our top 5. It paved the way for it. We wouldn't have the big 3. We wouldn't have any of this new gen, 3, 4, however many you want to put in that category. We wouldn't have it because you see the inspiration day after day, episode after episode. Even like recently, we just watched like the newest MASH episode, and we saw like a reference to Goku's little like jumping thing, you know?
No, solo leveling.
Or solo leveling. I'm sorry, not MASH.
Yeah. Sun Jin Woo was warming up like Goku. It's
Yeah. It's just it's hard to not see those little nods, and maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but we see it, and those moments wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama and the creative stories that he graced the world with, you know? He paved the way for so much and changed like the way I think the world views anime. He popularized it. He made it more mainstream than it ever could have been.
It's
anime and manga, and not just in our country or like across the world, you know, like even like especially in his own country. I've seen a lot of mangakas come out making statements along the lines of like, you know, if it wasn't for you going so far and doing so much in the industry, you know, people who read manga, people who are involved in it, like they're always viewed as like, oh, that's for stupid people. You know, and that conception,
it's a waste of time, that kind of mindset.
Yeah, but they've moved past that conception because, you know, he kind of paved the way not just for the like shonen storytelling, but for the industry itself.
Yeah, no, and I remember hearing about like his first few steps getting into shonen in the first place. Like he struggled. It wasn't easy for him at all. He like I remember him pushing his stuff.
Like his first 2 iterations were like knockoffs of Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And like they couldn't publish them because like it was clearly a parody of it. But I think it was Dr.
Slump.
Yeah, Dr. Slump was like his first official thing because he took a year off, and they said that he roughly did close to 500 pages worth of content in that 1 year to like hone his craft. And then when he came out, he had Dr. Slump, and like that's
amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, and like I know that everyone always thinks of Dragon Ball when you think of Akira Toriyama, but there were other things outside of that were also very influential. You have Dr. Slump. You also he did art for Chrono Trigger as well too. And Chrono Trigger is very, very big. Like it inspired a lot of video game, like very mainstream video games like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. It's a very pivotal part in, you know, the creation of so many well-loved video game series. He did art for a lot of other shows too.
Dragon Quest
also.
Yeah.
Like his influence was so much more than just Dragon Ball, but of course, like, you know, Dragon Ball being kind of the biggest and most important work in his career, in my opinion.
Like,
yeah, I agree. It's the one that influenced the most people.
Like Gary said it, or I think it was Gary that said it a minute ago really well. Like, we essentially lost the Stan Lee of manga.
Yeah.
No,
if anything, like Stan Lee were even bigger because Stan Lee's, I mean, like I know that Marvel is known around the world, but I feel like Dragon Ball is also very well known around the world. You may have never watched anime, but you've probably heard of the name Goku, or you've seen something, or like, oh, that's that Dragon
Goku and
Ball.
Spider-Man, we get along.
Yeah, you know,
I can see it.
Like my parents know about it. They never watched it, but they know about it, and they felt for me too. When I told them, they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like they know how important it is.
Dude, my boss, she called me and she was like, "You okay today?" I was like, Akira Toriyama died." She was like, "The guy who made Dragon Ball?" I was like,
"You know that?"
Yeah, you know that? And she was like, "Yeah, no, I'm really sorry. I can imagine what that means to you." And I was like, "Yeah, I appreciate that."
Yeah, and
thank
like,
God I had a busy day at work.
Yeah, Friday was a tough day.
It was a tough day. God damn it.
I never expected it to hit me that hard, but like it again, I started just reminiscing on like, dang, like Dragon Ball really was the reason I even like anime in the first place. I was watching that shit in middle school, and it got me through a lot of tough times. Like it's a core part of who I am as a person, I feel like. And I know that it you know, it's meant to be a kid's show and everything too in Japan, and like ultimately it is, but it's so much more than that if you give it a chance and you look at it, because it teaches you so many like life lessons that I think are very applicable to your life in general. It teaches you how to be strong, how to overcome challenges, the importance of your friends and family, and like that no matter, and one of my favorite things too is like no matter how dark your past may be, you can always overcome that and be a better person in the end. Is that not like one of the biggest themes of Dragon Ball, with like the
Piccolo,
antagonists of Vegeta, Tien Shin Han, like
17,
the androids, Boo.
Boo. Oh
Like,
my God.
That's one of the most prevalent themes throughout the franchise, and I think that's really beautiful, and you don't appreciate that as a kid.
Even fucking Beerus is a friend now.
Even Beerus.
Yeah, that's true. Even if it's just over food.
Yeah. It's simple, and it's very heartwarming sometimes seeing that like those messages were, I don't know if it was ever meant to be intentional, but he did a very good job of hiding those themes, you know, under the surface of like big flashy scream fests essentially, you know, and punch fights and shit.
Oh, that and the theme of self-improvement. Like
Yes.
if trying every day to do a little bit better, like learning that lesson. Everybody, I'm sure a lot of people who watch Dragon Ball growing up, you learn that lesson from Goku.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's something that influences you today.
Think about it, man. That I guarantee it was that like ideology that helped come up with the concept for Yami's surpass your limits.
Bro, that's that ideology shows even in solo leveling.
Yeah.
Oh my
He's
god.
always trying to push his limits and get better.
My Hero too, go even further beyond.
Plus
you know?
Ultra.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just like influence, you know. I'm not trying to say that like Dragon Ball is directly responsible for everything, but like as we're gonna touch on, a lot of mangaka have written and expressed their what's the word? Their grievance, their condolences on Akira Toriyama and how he impacted their work, their creation. Like he is one of the most respected mangaka in the world.
Mhm.
And you can tell just by the way they write these letters and what the words that they had to say, and you know.
I think it's good. Like that's a good segue to like kind of get into that. Like we do have a collective of like what a majority of these different mangakas have been saying. One that we kind of have like first right off, like I have just right here is the Hiro Mashima, the one who does Fairy Tail. And they said, without Toriyama Sensei, I wouldn't have become a mangaka. I'm very sad. Like right there, like Fairy Tail is iconic as fuck as well. There's that's a huge fan base, and to think that you wouldn't have that fan base without Dragon Ball is fucking crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
One of the other ones that we have is Black Clover.
Yuki
mangaka
Tabata.
Yuki Tabata. Dragon Ball was the start of my life in manga and will forever remain my number one manga.
Mhm.
And like I can relate to that so much.
Yeah.
Because like that Loki,
Agreed.
that kind of like that's kind of Black Clover for me.
Yeah.
Like it's my favorite manga, and it probably always will be. Oh god.
And then like it's not even just
Shonen.
typical shonen stuff. Like
You got the sports one.
Ao Aishi,
Mhm.
that soccer anime.
mhm.
So Yugo Kobashi came out and said it was thanks to Dragon Ball that that going to school became fun. Toriyama Sensei, you're my hero, my Goku. I sincerely thank you for everything.
yeah.
That.
And on another sports one, Slam Dunk,
bro.
we have Takehiko Inoue. I can't accept it. Thank you, Mr. Toriyama.
Bro, see that's another iconic series that like people grew up watching. Recently it got a movie in theaters and everybody was going to go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, we really should have brought those tissues. I'm sorry. Then from Beelzebub, I cannot pronounce that.
Ryuhei Tamura.
Yeah. I was just stunned to learn of the death of Professor Akira Toriyama. He's definitely like a star to me. He is, as he is to many people involved in manga. Like, I love to hear the different ways people are willing, like they just praise him, like sensei, professor, like master,
yeah.
like you.
It's always
you
with
s-
respect.
It's such like I'm just waiting for somebody to straight like it's Mr. Akira Toriyama sama.
Mhm.
Like where's the sama at the end? Personally, I like
Everyone respected him.
more manga like Blue Lock.
Yusuke Nomura.
Toriyama Sensei, really? You're still so young. We pray for we pray he for your soul. Wait, what?
Might be a
No, we
typo.
pray for your soul.
Yeah, we pray for your soul.
Now that I think of it, the joy I had when my friends complimented me when I drew Dragon Ball art at elementary school.
Mhm.
Right, so it's like they're just reminiscing. Like, who didn't draw Dragon Ball art in school? I definitely did.
That's the influence. And one of the examples that I wanted to bring up too, like my cousin in Austin, he's 10 years older than me. This man's like 37, 38. And one of the things that we always like connected on was Dragon Ball. He loved Dragon Ball. He introduced it to me when I was just a little kid. And I remember even like when I used to live in Argentina, he loved it. And that's how I got hooked onto the show. And what I recently learned, so he's a graphic designer and he's always been an artist. He loved drawing. Akira Toriyama was one of his inspirations to pick up drawing and why he fell in love with it. Trunks is his favorite character ever, and he still does like random just Trunks drawings, and he posts them on his professional page because he just likes it, you know?
That's dope as fuck.
That just goes to show like he's not into anime. I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball is the only anime he's ever watched, but he loves it, and he's even introduced it to his own kids. That's the reach that Toriyama had, you know, because it's not just a cool show, it's art, and it's art that's inspired other artists to create their own art, you know?
Like another, I'll call it art because I believe it's sculpting. Do you know how many generations of bodybuilders have been inspired by Goku? The bodybuilding industry itself is fucking rocked because it's like, we have Arnold Schwarzenegger, we had Goku.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we only got like one left now, and he's not fucking far behind either. It's I think I said it yesterday. It's not just the impact he had on just his industry, it's the multitude of industries. Like, it was not just confined to manga and anime. You know, there was gaming, there's bodybuilding now.
It ripples across everything. Like, the impact, it flows through everything.
Yeah, definitely. And you feel when that presence is gone. One of the other mangakas that we have quotes from is Tatsuya Endo, the author of Spy Family, actually. And it even goes to show it reaches very slice of life, more comedic stuff too, because even they find inspiration. Without Toriyama sensei, I probably wouldn't have set my sights on becoming a mangaka. Even now, I still think of myself as a child, looking forward to Dragon Ball every week. And who can't relate to that? We look forward to episodes of anime every week, the ones that we like. It's the inner child in us, I think, that you know, we don't want to get rid of, because life is hard. Being an adult is hard. You know, we have responsibilities, but I think enjoying this helps us not take life too seriously sometimes.
Like, just, you know, waking up on the weekend and watching anime is the same feeling as waking up on the morning, getting a bowl of cereal, and watching your favorite cartoons. Like, there's nothing fucking wrong with it, okay? Like, you should always try to embrace that inner child, because the moment you stop embracing it is the moment it dies, guys.
Goku taught us that too. He even taught us, like, you gotta fucking rest. You can't work too hard all the time. After, you know, during the Cell Saga, after they trained in the hyperbolic time chamber, he's like, nah, we gonna chill. We just chill the rest of the time. Like, we just trained for a whole year.
There ain't much more that I can get from out of that. Yeah. Carrie, you want to do this one? I feel like this one.
Ooh, okay. So Masashi Kishimoto came out and he said, I've just learned of my sensei's death, and I'm overcome by a feeling of emptiness even worse than when Dragon Ball ended.
God.
Yeah.
That's one that, like, Kishimoto and Toriyama knew each other. They were friends, because that's more closely, like, in terms of time periods when their shows were airing, it was right after Dragon Ball ended, and the influence was immediate. You see that, and it inspired the big three. The big three. You always see that picture of, like, a Goku. You know that picture with Kakashi
with Team 7? It's literally Goku with Luffy, Ichigo, and Naruto.
Yeah, exactly. It's so perfect. It's funny how it works that way.
Now he's leaving it in their hands.
And
he said quite a bit.
Yeah, his message was
he had a long message, but, you know, I feel like that's the main point to highlight out of his.
And same with Oda.
Oda had another big one, and, like, I'll be honest, if we try to read that whole thing, I'm gonna cry, guys.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't had it, we'll try and post these on our Instagram, so you guys can go check out all of them.
Yeah, they're really nice words, and you can feel that they're very much impacted.
You can hear, like, or not you can hear, but you can feel the pain and all of them in just these simple words.
The words carry a lot of weight. I think, if y'all don't mind, I can
go ahead
and read that. The main message and the thing that stuck out to me the most from his entire letter was this last phrase. Ichiro Oda, you know, One Piece. I hope that the paradise is as pleasant as you imagined it in your manga, sensei. And I really like that. You know, he created the other world, you know, in his story, and it's nice.
I like to think, like, that I really like to think that whatever happened next is something that, like, Akira Toriyama was slightly right. I hope like personally, I feel like when you die, whatever you kind of vision your next life being, that's what it is. And I hope that, like, for Akira Toriyama, when he passed, everybody was like, no, skip him straight to the front of the line. King Yenma, he's sitting there just like
red carpet,
mahogany desk.
Mahogany desk.
Right?
Yes. Yeah.
And he's just like, you get to keep your clothes and everything. Going straight to heaven. Keep your body too.
Keep your body.
Flying Nimbus all the way.
If and he doesn't even have to walk Snake away, man. They personally escort him to King Kai's planet.
He'd have his own little house.
No, King Kai would meet him, bro. What do you mean?
They just take him out to the planet, and he's like, "We've been waiting. This is for you.
This is for you."
King Kai. God damn it.
Yusuke Murata,
One Punch Man.
Yeah, the mangaka for One Punch Man said, I can't seem to feel that he really passed away. Maybe it's because for me, he's always been like a star in the sky, even in life.
I'll be honest, that's a really good way of putting it, like how I felt. It's just it doesn't feel real. I honest to God, I keep hoping like I'm gonna wake up from a nightmare.
Yeah, you keep thinking about it. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's.
I stayed very busy that day.
Yeah.
I was distracting myself, doing quite a bit.
Hey, this next one's gonna hurt me.
Yeah. So Toyotaro, he trained under Akira Toriyama to like master his art style, and Akira Toriyama gave Dragon Ball Super to him and let him write a story with it.
Literally passed the baton.
Yeah, that was the baton of Dragon Ball passed down.
Like he passed it to him, and he came out saying, I drew manga because I wanted to be praised by Toriyama sensei. That was it for me.
And being able to like be the person who gets to carry that torch now, there's no greater praise.
Yeah.
There's no greater praise. Like you chose me to carry on your legacy, no greater praise.
Yeah.
And like think about it, like I'm sure he's gonna be the one that's probably in charge of Dragon Ball Dogma, right?
I think so, yeah. He's
Like,
probably going to be making a lot more of the decisions now. Obviously with his editors and all the people in the group, but he's going to be kind of the main one, probably pitching new ideas, if anything, because who else is more qualified than the one person that Toriyama said, you can carry this on, after I'm done.
I saw this thing, and it was like Akira Toriyama started with a wacky, goofy adventure, and he ended it with a wacky, goofy adventure. And that's essentially what Dragon Ball Dogma is probably is.
Yeah, and you know what? Like I know that I know that we kind of shit on it when we saw the trailers and everything.
I don't give a shit if it's the last bit of piece.
But if it's the last thing that we get from Toriyama, then I'm gonna watch.
I'm gonna watch
like,
every second of it, and I'm gonna be just.
Yeah,
if that's the last thing he greenlighted, I'll watch it with respect,
respect and
gratitude.
Yes, that is
gratitude.
The best way to put it. I thought this would be kind of like a fun way to remember Mr. Toriyama is what's like one of your favorite, and I'm sure we've talked about it a million times on this podcast, probably do it a million more times. Like, what's your favorite like Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, not Dragon Ball GT, Martine moment? I'm sorry, we have to. I'm sorry, I'm muted.
Thanks, soundboard.
We have to find.
The soundboard knows how to put Emery in his place.
It does. We have to find some form of laughter in this moment. I'm sorry, but like, yeah, what is like one of y'all's favorite moments in the series? Let's exclude like Super Saiyan because that's
like the super iconic ones. Something maybe more like personal to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Goku goes to the moon and he like splits the moon pie with the rabbit.
Oh my gosh.
My God.
I fucked with that. That was fun. I also love him taking on the Red Ribbon Army. That was.
Oh, that's.
Oh my God, he's just going classic Dragon Ball.
Yeah, because classic Dragon Ball is what started it all. And for the people that haven't watched it, I urge you to give it a chance. I know it's not as flashy as Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, but it's so wholesome and it's just a fun adventure.
You know what? I think from Dragon Ball, I do have one of my favorite when Goku and Krillin had to go into the forest and look for the rock that Master Roshi had wrote the fucking.
I remember watching those episodes.
And whoever brought it back got dinner that night. But Krillin cheated and he got dinner, but launch cooked, and they all got food poisoning. And Goku was the only one that didn't get food poisoning because he didn't get dinner.
That's right. Oh man, dude. See, it was old school stuff like that. Like Goku low key took on the Red Ribbon Army because he like met a little Indian kid and he was like, "Hey, bro, are we homies? All right, we homies. I'll help y'all out. I'll get rid of these guys."
Oh my God! Think about that. That's fucking Luffy. Oh, you don't like the way these people are treating you? Say less. You just give me some food. I'll wreck their shit for you.
I mean, basically.
You fed me. We're friends. Those are your enemies? Say less.
Say less.
We stand on business now.
Mine is, I don't know why it's one of the first things that came to mind, and it's not even, it's from GT, but it honors his original stuff. So give me a chance.
Okay.
The ending when Goku goes and meets up with Krillin.
Oh God.
Bro.
Like him being an old man essentially, and they have one last little sparring session. That really was touching because then Master Roshi comes out and he sees them as like old men, and then we get the flashback of them doing the same thing as kids in Dragon Ball. That made me realize like as shit as GT probably was, it still honors, and it, like the heart of Dragon Ball was still there at the end at the very least.
I'm glad you brought that one up, because do you remember in Super when Goku went to bring Frieza back from the dead, and he's sitting there and he's like air training outside of Yubaba's when if you don't know, for those of you who haven't seen Dragon Ball, he was essentially shadow boxing or shadow fighting his previous fight with Grandpa Gohan when he was a kid.
And that was same exact choreography.
And like that was the last time that Goku has ever officially got to see Grandpa Gohan. And to see them like pay homage to that in not the prequel, but the prequel, like I don't even know what to fucking call Super.
Oh, Super is like
prequel.
No, the
I don't
prequel.
know.
It's sequel.
Oh, okay.
Sequel.
Isn't that what Dragon Ball Z is?
We're dumb.
The double
Double sequel. I don't like
Sequel.
the sequel to the sequel.
The sequel
Yeah.
to the sequel, yeah.
Like
The
paid
newest
homage.
installment of the series.
Yes.
The GT ripoff, yeah.
Okay. They don't grow tails.
Kidding. Don't you wish they did though?
Yes.
And
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say something. A lot of people probably gonna be like, "Wow, bro, too soon." Akira Toriyama, that's where you did drop the ball.
Yeah.
Forgetting that Saiyans have tails.
Yeah, that's kind of funny though. Like that he forgot about it.
Looking back on it, it's just like, you know what? The man was amazing. It just humanizes him.
Listen, there is a lot.
It does. It really does. Like you gotta think. Like if you were in charge of writing this whole crazy world and putting all these ideas on the page, I'd lose track of like, oh, they're supposed to have tails.
Yeah.
I feel like the only reason Oda's able to keep up with it is because people just randomly be like, "Hey, why did it ever happen like back in the day?" And he's like, "Forgot I did that. I'm gonna make that make sense now."
And it's like, and noted for later.
Yeah. Dude, I just imagine walking into a room and it's just sticky
notes fucking
everywhere with yarn and it's just corkboard walls.
Oda's fucking office probably is just like a detective's like
Oh yeah.
Papers all over the place.
whatever detective
Notes and references.
like I figure it's like whatever detective was chasing after the Zodiac killer. That's probably the same kind of room that Oda has. What's another good Dragon Ball? Do you guys have a favorite Dragon Ball villain? I feel like we've talked about it, but like King Piccolo's iconic.
I was about to say Piccolo, honestly.
Emperor Pilaf.
That monster Pilaf.
Monster.
Goku fucking hates him.
He does. He really does. I don't how.
Dragon Ball specifically or not?
Just
Or just the whole thing?
I'm like, for me, King Piccolo.
Tien was a great
Tien was a good
villain.
villain.
Great, yeah.
Oh.
Him in the
He
tournament was
really
the shit.
was, bro. He was so brutal in that first altercation during the tournament. Like he was straight to business with everybody.
I'm gonna try and guess for you. Is it Cell?
I was thinking Cell, actually, yeah. I think Cell is really unique because he put up a challenge. It's like, hey, these are your moves. I'm like part you.
Cell's unique.
How are you
They're
gonna-
Cell Max? Like they did it twice.
He was unique.
I'm just playing.
He was unique until fucking movies ruined it.
I was kidding.
I know mine.
I low-key actually kind of like Boo.
What about Vegeta?
I was gonna say Vegeta, but I thought those two like cliche of an answer. I guess.
I have a really cliche one then.
Well, the only reason I picked Boo is because there was no motivation behind it. It was just he is a ball of chaos, and that's what he
so
does.
Kid Buu.
Kid Boo. Yeah, not like
I do love Kid Buu.
Kid Boo and like Fat Boo through regular Super Boo.
Till
Once he
met
started,
Hercule.
yeah, once he started like absorbing Gotenks and Gohan and everything, that's when I didn't really like him because he started becoming a rip off of Cell. Honestly, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
the
yeah,
voice and
yeah.
everything. But like the chaos and like just the evilness of Boo and being evil for fuck's sake, I kind of like that. I don't know.
That's why I like the legendary Super Saiyan Broly.
Not even a villain
But
anymore.
he's cool.
he's cool now.
I'm just talking about like
Yeah,
this,
that's what it feels
this
like.
Broly, okay?
The legendary,
The legendary Super Saiyan Broly was fucking.
I feel like you can only give that title to that version of Broly. I wouldn't give that title to this new Broly. Love the
Why
new
is it
Broly.
green? Because it's legendary.
legendary.
That's
Also, I'm just gonna put this out there. One of the few things we reference more than like One Piece, we would not have without the original source.
30% of our sense of humor would not exist if it wasn't for Akira Toriyama.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Team Star.
Thank you, Team 4-Star.
for real.
And thank you, Toriyama.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so would you guys like to?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
pivot for a little bit.
Yeah, let's something a little bit
Wait,
more.
what about Cooler?
Meta Cooler?
Cooler was
Do
cool.
that cool face mouth shield thingy.
He was cool in the first movie.
Okay, but
His
you
first
can't
one.
tell me. You can't tell me whenever you fought him in the games and he showed up, you didn't get excited.
That's fact. Oh
Dude,
yeah, that's a
different. Yeah,
fact.
that's a very different argument.
Right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right. So Android or Super 18.
Super 17.
Super 17. There we go.
Yeah.
Peak writing. So much better than Baby.
You mother. They always fucking get me. Why? I was about to be like, wait, like shout out to Baby because he's a really good villain too. Fuck y'all.
Hey, you know who's a really good villain?
Gary.
Nappa.
Good.
No, he is though, right?
Nappa.
Nappa. Like
Yeah,
he just
Nappa was
he
a
just follows
menace.
orders. He's ruthless, but then like, he plays with his food.
That's
I kind of
Cyberman that
respect
fucked
it.
up Yamcha.
Mm.
Yeah, that's Cyberman. That's Cyberman. That
Yamcha was
pretty
kind
up there,
of
bro.
Was kind of a villain for a little bit.
He
mean,
was a bandit.
bandit.
He was a bandit.
He was just somebody who was bad.
Is that not a very loose
I guess
definition of a villain?
Guess that's true. Emery, you're a villain.
Yeah, for shitting on my fucking Dragon Ball takes all the time.
Emery's
Emery's the biggest Dragon Ball villain.
GT takes.
Just your GT ones.
Listen, man, I'm not playing this game.
Dark
today.
Star
Not today.
Dragon Balls.
We're gonna like categorize now. All of Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and then we'll say Dragon Ball GT separately.
I don't understand why y'all hate on it so much. I know. I genuinely think y'all just do it to piss me off. I know that a part of you actually
yes,
likes it.
100%. That is why.
Okay, so I had an idea for a new game for us. It's essentially anime guess the imposter. So 3 of us will know know the answer. One of us is an imposter, and we're gonna try to determine which of us is the imposter. Okay, so this first category, and the Bunny Lord is gonna play with us. Just 4 people makes it a little bit more interesting. This first category is One Piece waifus.
Alright, so this is Anime Among Us.
No, yeah, pretty much.
Kind of
Yeah.
Among Us.
Yeah.
Gotta put that sound effect on there now.
Okay, don't show anybody your answer. Go ahead and you guys can look. Don't look. Don't share.
What you get? You can tell me.
See, I don't.
Okay.
So this is anime waifus.
Yes.
And one of us is an imposter.
I'm sorry. This is One Piece waifus.
One
okay?
Piece waifus. And one of us is the imposter.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what would happen if like?
So-
is there only one imposter thing? Or
Yes,
like,
there's only one imposter
okay,
here.
Gotcha.
Okay. And so we're gonna use adjectives to help us kind of flush out who the imposter is.
So the adjectives as in
That
the
describe-
descriptive words.
That describe the person that we all just drew.
Fake.
Big titty.
Love struck.
Big titty. Yeah.
Big eyes,
Bad posture.
Big forehead.
Big forehead.
long hair,
Sarah? Bunny Lord?
Curvy.
Curvy?
Okay. that
devil
is
fruit
not
eater.
Helpful.
semi-powerful.
Warlord.
Snake bitch.
Okay.
Well, that essentially
Okay.
just gives it away.
Okay, now, I'm guessing we pretty much know who it is.
All right.
Or who the
okay,
character is, okay?
Mhm.
But now on the count of 3, point to the person who you think the imposter is. 1, 2, 3. Martine. You said big eyes, and we were like, what?
I didn't know until it was so early on. I was like, okay, like 90% of the One Piece women have huge fucking eyes. Of course, it had to be the one.
Yeah, the one
that
person you
doesn't have
choose.
it.
Yeah.
How long did it take you till you figured out who it
The
was?
next fucking turn, I immediately realized, oh, it's Boa. Fuck.
Snake bitch.
No, you said bad
No.
posture, and I was like, it's Boa.
Bad posture.
Oh, you're right.
I was trying to be vague.
Can you not go super hard?
Okay.
It was, oh man, I was so.
But the love struck, that should have been also.
Yeah,
the
no, that
telltale.
made me feel like, okay, it could be Boa, and then like,
Long hair. Okay. I
She
get.
does.
I get it though. This is like guess who.
Oh, did you just throw that back in there?
oh, I'm not supposed to. Oh, this is a new one.
Yeah. This new category is One Piece sword users.
I love how even you
Oh.
pointed at me.
Okay.
How dare you? Sword users?
Okay.
This is sword users. This is fun. I like.
This is fuck shit the user, but okay.
All right. Are y'all ready?
Who the fuck is this? Hold on, I'm gonna need a fucking
you-
refresher for this
You
one.
literally just showed that you know who it is.
Blonde hair.
Well, he's definitely not the imposter.
He's not
Are
the
you sure? I
imposter.
could be faking this shit. Oh! What?
He's definitely not the imposter.
He's definitely not the imposter.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just not even used to the first name. Devil Fruit Eater.
Supernova.
Mm.
Male.
Blonde hair.
Douche.
Captain.
Mm. I mean, all supernovas captains.
Zoro's not.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, I'll give you that.
How dare you?
Uh,
Yo, guy.
funky hat. He has a cool hat. Okay, it's like a hat.
Was in Wano.
Has a cape.
Weak.
Squared up with Law.
Is an underling.
Okay, I think.
Say underling?
Yeah. R.I.P.
Dang.
Okay, are we ready to point out who we think the
All
imposter
right.
is?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P. Really? He was the 1% that fucking died in Wano, dickheads.
Nobody ever really dies.
It's Gary
Imposter. Gary.
Who was it?
Hawkins.
Hawkins.
That's who we had.
We said Supernova.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
That's actually really impressive because
Yeah, y'all a
like,
bunch
did
of
you know
bitches.
like soon?
No, I thought I fucked up because I thought we were talking about Cavendish for a little bit.
He said he was in Wano though.
That's when I realized I
Okay,
fucked up.
Yeah, Wano. Yeah.
You said blonde, and I was like, okay, sword guy. And the first person that came to mind that's blonde, I was like, oh, Cavendish is blonde.
But yeah, when I said Wano, that kind of should have like.
He's muted again. He got
For
excited.
the longest time, I was just like, wait, he uses a fucking sword, and then I was like,
know his
yeah, I guess
first name?
technically.
Wait,
he
you had to
does.
Google who Hawkins was?
It was his first name that was throwing me off.
What's his first
Basil.
name? Oh,
Basil Hawkins. Basil Hawkins, like the seasoning.
This is how we distract ourselves.
This one is anime MCs.
Like rappers?
Or male anime MCs? Is it male? Okay, male anime MCs.
I can swear if I get imposter one more time. I guess.
Gary's looking over your shoulder.
Sir?
He does this with
Bet.
Uno.
This is just regular, like.
Can I
Yeah, you can
Google
start.
who this is? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Main character.
No shit.
No
come on.
shit, Sherlock.
That's my one
Good
thing.
boy. Good boy.
Which way are we going? This way or this way?
Go that way.
This
We
way?
just kind of like
Sorry.
all over the place, to be honest.
Okay.
We're just excited.
Overpowered.
That could be anyone from a main character.
Why are you struggling to come up with an adjective for your guy?
Likes money.
Interesting.
Likes money.
Remember, you haven't said like
Quirky.
Quirky is a.
These
I
are
don't know.
generic as.
I'm
He's over here saying overpowered. Are you fucking shitting
No,
me?
I'm suspicious of you.
It's.
I'm
Keep going. No, let's
Keep
do
going.
it.
Keep going.
Let's keep going.
Because you've yet to fucking say what.
Dark hair. I didn't say what color. I
Wow,
just said
that
dark
narrows
hair.
it down too.
I mean,
Dark
I'm
hair.
mounting in suspicion of you.
Martine?
Dress as well.
Dresses. That could be any fucking one.
She has no idea who it is.
Wait, is this from a certain
on,
like
hold on,
anime,
hold on.
or are we just
No,
like,
this one.
just
I-
MCs. Oh, clearly. Oh, really? You don't even fucking.
Gets hurt all the time.
Oh, so we're just pointing.
Because I'm gonna be honest. After what you just said,
It's fucking Sarah.
Gets hurt all the time.
Sarah,
No, you go next. You go next. It's you
we
next.
just voted.
Wait, yeah, give me one more adjective,
no,
Emery.
no,
Give me
yeah.
one more adjective.
No, fuck you guys. You guys already voted.
Give me one more
I still think
adjective.
it's you. I still think it's you.
Give me adjective.
Really? Because you just pointed to her.
Because but she doesn't watch the
Yeah,
show.
but I was
doesn't watch
I was
the
just
show. It's
following.
you.
I'm the imposter, bitch.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. Nah.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I was.
Sung Drip Woo.
Seriously, that's what you fucking came up with?
Yeah.
Dress as well. I mean, it's right there.
I mean, like saying dress as well. That alone is like nobody's gonna say dress as well about Naruto.
I honestly should have trusted my gut, knowing it was you when I said overpowered, and you're like, he's not overpowered, and I'm like,
I didn't say that he wasn't overpowered. Overpowered
me.
was a really broad ass fucking term.
Nah, see, that's why. Look, that's how you know the imposter, because they're like trying to get.
They're too
detail.
generic
They're
with
trying
their
to get
responses,
detail
like,
out
really
of
but
it.
that's also how you can trick other people
No
into thinking you're the
shit.
imposter. Oh, mind game.
Last one.
Man,
I think this is
I'm about to
best.
fuck y'all
Or
up.
it's just anime waifus.
is pretty
No. Oh, this is anime pro tags.
This is pretty.
Anime products.
Anime.
And
Oh,
tag.
and tag.
Like
And tag. My
the
bad, my
villain.
bad.
The villain.
The villain.
Seems like you've had to tell him this multiple times. Gary, I fucking swear. Give me that side eye.
Sorry.
Okay.
Emo kid.
Oh, I'll keep mine so I can prove y'all if y'all think I'm the imposter.
Emo kid.
Powerful.
Super powerful.
You can't. It's basically the same thing. Bigger punch.
Trying to think of like a really broad one. White hair.
It's her.
It's her.
No, shut up. What do you think?
I think you just got really lucky with emo boy.
She don't
No,
want
because most antagonists are emo. You said white hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
it. He does.
So it's a
Kills people.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, kills people.
iconic.
Generic
Eh,
ass.
That's a pretty generic ass.
I think it's Martine.
You think so?
A little bit.
Uses flames.
Shit, maybe it's Gary.
I mean, I can't. Fuck. Now I have to rethink my whole thing because if I say my next thing, totally gives away who it is.
Say it then.
Wears leather.
Underling.
Really?
He's technically a. Yeah. So yeah.
Wears leather.
Ooh, black sheep's a good term for him. Yeah.
Has one friend.
It's definitely your ass.
Are we
It's
pointing?
Martine.
Are we pointing or are we?
I
still
mean, you got
going?
another adjective?
I mean, I'm trying to think of something that won't give it away.
Won't give it away that he's an imposter.
What are the odds that I get it 3 times in a row?
Pretty high.
You think so? There aren't that
It's
many
only
of
out
us, I
4,
guess.
Yeah.
Skilled in combat.
Yeah, I think it might be Martine.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Martine.
I have no fucking clue who we're talking about, guys.
Really?
Has,
Here,
has,
here.
has a
Fire
crow
user?
face.
Yeah, fire,
Or like
no idea.
Fire user. How about this? He's also a big brother
has a stitched up face.
with white hair.
What anime is it from?
Dobby?
Yes.
That's iconic for the show, I guess.
Come on.
Imposter. We knew your ass was the
Yeah,
imposter.
I had no
was
fucking
mounting in
clue.
suspicion.
Aren't you guys impressed?
Well, I kind of thought at first when you said white hair, I thought you said emo, and I immediately went to like Naruto, for example. And then so I thought of like Madara, and then you said white hair, and I was
Oh,
like,
I said white hair.
someone said white hair, and I was like, they're trying to throw me off because most of the characters have black hair, but Madara had white hair when he was old, so I was like,
dang.
No, when-
I was
when he-
overthinking it in my
Yeah.
opinion.
But Dobby technically has
Dobby,
white
no,
hair.
that was good.
When
Yeah.
he said white hair, I was like, okay, I'll start describing Gabimaru.
Did not cross my
Uses
mind
flames.
once.
I wish you would have made more of these. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, this is fun. I like
That's
this. We got to do this again.
I figured 4 would be a good, nice little. If you guys have
little-
any kind of categories you guys would like us to kind of fill out for that, definitely let us know in the
Hours.
comments. Yeah, or that'd be a good one.
Devil
Yeah,
fruits.
Take the wheel.
Devil fruits.
Devil fruits.
See, this is gonna be one of those games we play at Anime Matsuri when we get a panel.
Mm-hmm.
This way.
Oh, this would be.
We'll see you
we
there.
could throw a panel and actually make it fun. You
I
know,
think so,
we've seen
too.
panels before that are so dumb, and it was like, this is what you came up with, really?
Yeah. No, I think we could come up with a lot of stuff
100%.
between the wheels.
We get
the
people
fucking-
rioting over stuff, like 100%.
Oh yeah.
And our panel's gonna need security guards.
Yeah, like we would need security. We'll have Beppo in his little security suit and be like, "This is security. This is who you're gonna fight if you piss us off." Like literally.
We'll have
We'll get-
Jesse standing at the door.
Okay, so we'll get Alex and we'll get Miko too. Miko's intimidating with that big old bird chest of his.
Mhm.
Just to kind of wrap things up, okay, so if you guys don't know this, me and Martine are terrible about listening to animes Gary recommends us. Fucking massive running problem on this podcast. I
At this
apologize.
point, it's a
I
character
hope
trait.
yeah, it's just a character trait at this. We love you. We do listen.
I just
It's
say it. I'm just gonna say it anyways, dog. Somebody's gonna hear it.
Yeah. And so I picked this up because if you guys don't know, Crunchyroll had their award show, blah blah blah. Nobody gives a fuck. It's biased as shit. But it did give me the opportunity to fucking.
Why did it sound like you practiced that?
I have it in my head every morning in the mirror. But it did show like anime, Crunchyroll award winners, right?
Yeah.
And it had this anime called Buddy Daddies.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And I was like, at first I was like, is this an anime about two dads that are just buddies? And it's very like wholesome slice of life shit. I was like, I could get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could have a show about like two like stay-at-home dads like coexisting, helping like, hey man, did you check out these like new diapers? They're crazy. Like shit like that, man.
It's kind of funny actually.
But instead, the best way to put this is if me and Gary were out on a hit because we're assassins, and when we took out our target, we just so happened to adopt his daughter he didn't know he had.
I remember you kind of like giving me the rundown for this.
And like that's the best way to sum it up. Is
Yeah.
it's two assassins that are completely different. One's very dark and gloomy and comes from a really fucked up past. Well, they both have pretty fucked up past. Now that I think about it.
And the other one's all chipper and outgoing and like kind of structured.
Mm-hmm. And like you see these like two personalities come together to try and take care of this like little girl that has nothing.
Yeah.
They
she's
just
all
killed her
alone.
dad, and the mom's low key not a good person.
She's like a singer at a lounge for some mafioso that
Mhm.
she's fucking right now, but like that ain't gonna last long.
No.
And so I've seen it's just one season. It's not something that like they're gonna bring back for a season 2. It's one complete season.
12 episodes.
Fuck me, it's good.
Have you watched it too?
I'm on episode 9. I just finished 9. I have 10, 11, and 12.
Nice.
I'll tell you
I've
this.
been watching it with her, and it's dubbed. The dub.
And
Oh,
you know
cool,
it's
cool,
hard
cool.
for me to pick up something.
I was about to
And
say,
I
if you got her
recommend-
interested,
yeah,
that
it's-
gets my
it's
interest
super
a little
cool.
bit.
She watched the first episode. I went
Instantly was
came down. I went took a shower, came out, and then I heard her. I was like, she was like, yeah, okay, no, I like it. I
the
was like,
dark hair boy is literally my cup of tea. When like anime boys, this is literally what I want in anime boys.
I got an anime boy, right?
Mhm.
I feel like I
Literally
have an anime
described
boy
him.
that she could potentially like too.
Who?
The guy from '86. You've seen a little bit more.
Like dark hair boys. That's literally pretty much my main thing is dark hair and kind of long and
because there's a
scruffy hair.
romance that starts building in that show. That
You know,
I'm invested
I
in.
mean, I could see you kind of liking this because it
Sue
does,
me.
it
Don't
does
you laugh at
kind of
me.
give me like, not as good, but like a little like Darling in the Franxx kind of. Will they? Won't they?
Oh.
But not too like in your face about
it's
it.
not in your face.
It's
Darling
slow
in the
builds.
Franks was like it was written kind of like they were destined to be together kind of thing.
I
Yeah.
mean, it was literally in the stars.
Yeah, literally.
Mhm.
That's what Darling in the Franks and like Kami-sama.
This one isn't so much destined to be together. It's just like, no, this just makes sense.
Mhm.
And like, it's gonna be really hard for them to be together, but you hope it does happen.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is.
Two different worlds coming together.
Two different worlds, yeah.
But Buddy Daddies, imagine Barney and Ted, how they adopted
Oh my God.
James's baby for the day and tricked their friends. That's how I was gonna spin it to you,
Okay,
Martine.
okay, that's
it's just
good,
Barney and
yeah.
Ted like having a kid together.
But imagine if they're
friends.
assassins.
But they're assassins to make it more fun.
So they have to deal with the fact that they're assassins
Yeah.
and they have
They
jobs
have
they
to get
need to
jobs.
do
Yeah,
to
they
make
need
money.
to make money.
But like
But
they
she needs
also
a lot of
have
like
a
things,
child.
like daycare and supplies and clothes and food. Like they still run out of money like normal
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Okay. So it's like relatable to a certain degree.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Okay. I could
12
check that out.
episodes, super easy to eat.
That's easy to eat.
Like at the end, like the last episode, I promise you, by the end, you're just gonna be like,
You're gonna be
Yeah.
satisfied apparently with the ending, but that's what he says.
Okay.
it's a nice little.
Man,
little
I love when I can
little
get a
Palate
guaranteed
cleanser.
satisfied ending.
Mhm.
Like again, that's one of the ones that I got from 86. It's satisfying ending.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wholesome watch.
I'm not gonna lie. To get to the like a wholesome ending,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to see a lot of fucking blood.
Same.
Honestly, if you watch Pluto, watch this after. Because you're going to be devastated after watching Pluto. You're going to be feeling despair.
Yeah, 100%.
Watch this after.
And to make you feel better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
Dude,
cool.
I'm not gonna even bullshit with him even a little bit. He watched this the same week he watched Nanami die.
Oh God.
And like he told me, he was like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to see this fight." Immediately I was like, "Call me after this fucking episode." Cuz you're going to fucking need me. I knew specifically there was a character in it that I was like, "Oh, that's Gary's guy." 100%.
Is it another one of your favorite characters? That
It hits
Yes, god damn it.
every time.
Yes. And I knew it was going to be like when I was watching, I was like, that right there is Gary's favorite character because nothing strikes more like nostalgia of him. There's like two animes. Nobody really like knows this about Gary that are like staples to his anime like childhood.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to put them out there because it's just for us. But like there's one of these characters in this show and that immediately I was like, that's Gary's guy. Uh-huh.
He died.
At this point, it's a superpower of yours, man.
He can see the future. And with that beautiful Team 4-star reference,
What a great way to end it.
Akira Toriyama, thank you so much for everything you have impacted in this world and impacted in our lives. 100% again, we could not be here without you.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your art and your creativity with the world and for inspiring so many people.
Mhm.
You will be missed.
You will be missed always. And like always, Alchemist out.
Alchemist out.
Miss out.